Hello everybody. I'm Kyle and welcome to another Tortoise-Spot video. Today we're going to do a little bit of box turtle maintenance. I've been meaning to get this done, so let's check it off the list today. It's still January, but our weather's been super nice, so I'm going to try to get some of the work done, pull some of the weeds, clear it all out, and then this will be part one probably of the box turtle maintenance enclosure. So thanks for joining me, guys. Don't forget the like, subscribe button, and let's go ahead and check out the box turtle enclosure. Let's go. Well guys, this is the box turtle enclosure, the three-toed box turtle enclosure, and there's actually two eastern box turtles in here as well, but it's mostly three-toads, and as you can see, it's pretty grown out. It is 20 feet long by 3 feet wide on this end and about 5 feet wide on this end. It does have a nice big water/pond dish I made, and it's kind of hard to see, but the water is super clear, and it has that little filter I put on it. But today's plan is to pull a lot of these weeds out of the way and make sure it's kind of maintained for the spring, because we've been having a pretty warm winter, and if it stays like this, these guys are gonna be out and ready by March, which is only a month away, a little over a month away. So as you can see, everything is pretty grown out, so it's gonna need a little bit of love, but it's been rainy lately, so I think a lot of these weeds will pull right out, but some of these little plants right here need to go, and then I might pull one or two of these ferns just because they're pretty crazy. I'm either going to transplant it into the different section of the enclosure and or move it to a pot and save it for another enclosure. So that's kind of the game plan today, guys. Pretty simple box turtle enclosure. I give you guys a tour as well. Like I said, water dish, and then it goes way down on this end too. So yeah, let me go ahead and get a little bucket here so we can pull some of these weeds. All right, you guys, you can see I got a little mixing tub right here to hold some of the weeds in, that as I pull them, that way it's easier to bring to the yard waste bin. But I can show you guys down over here. It is this is the area where I like to try to entice the turtles to lay eggs in. That way I can find them. And it kind of should go down over here and all through here and a little bit right here. So I'm going to clear all this area out. And then on the other side of the pond water dish, right in this area, is where the other little lay area is. So it kind of goes around this pond and try to just entice them to lay in the area, so it's easier for me to find them, and as well as see the little cameras I have, can watch and see if they lay any eggs. That way I can try to capture as much as I can, because if you miss them laying, and then you're gonna have a hard time trying to find them. So that's kind of the game plan for this area. Clear all this out, and then you can see some of the pathways, which you see a lot of them. There's a little turtle right here, little three-toed box turtle, and there's another turtle right over here. It's about 80 degrees, so. But these pathways, and way down over on this end of the enclosure, you can see needs to be kind of pulled out, especially these ones. Pull all that out, pull some of those weeds out, and then just kind of get it ready for spring. So that's all the hides over there. It goes inside there, and they like to dig into the ground, so try to leave all that over here. Box turtle hanging out. But yeah, that's kind of the game plan for right now. I think I'm gonna put you guys on a little time lapse while I pull all this, and you can see all these little hides I have everywhere. And yeah, I'm gonna start on the far end and then work my way down this way. So let's put a time lapse on. Alright guys, we kind of got a little bit of work done here. It was super easy because it's so soft, but As you can see, it's a lot more clear. Then I compacted this little dirt down here, so a lot more ready for them to lay on top of that. And you can see down over here, turtle's still there. Kind of cleared it up here, and then this whole area is cleaned up again. And I do need to put a layer of soil down still. And over there, all the turtles go into all these little hides. One little turtle there hiding, and then you got this little hide up there here too. So this side is pretty much done. The next side is going to be that side, and you can see how much I pulled. It's not too much, but kind of a lot. I'm going to try to feed it to the turtles here. I'm sure the leopards will like it. So now I'm going to pull this little area out, which is another, actually there's like sand and soil right here. It's supposed to be a laying area, kind of in this area. And you can see kind of in this area, I cleared out because it's another kind of laying area. I'm trying to pull a lot of the weeds out of the ferns because the weeds like to grow with the ferns. And then once I get that done, we'll see what ferns I'm going to keep and what not to keep. But most of this will clear out. That's like a trail. And then I'll clear all this out. And then we'll work our way down that way. And I know I need to probably take one or two of these ferns out because there are hides in here. And I'll show you them once I clean it up. But it is just super grown out. So there's like a food dish right there. The turtles do love it, but just need to kind of, might keep this more foresty and then make this more of an open area and then keep it kind of like foresty down there. That way they have little areas to pocket in. So that's the game plan right now. I'm gonna do this section real quick. Shouldn't take me too long. And then we will probably figure out this little water dish. I'll talk about it a little bit. Probably fill it up, spray everything down, and this part of the maintenance is pretty much good because it's still January, so just trying to get ahead of it. So let me go ahead and get this other part done. All right, guys. Just finished up here. You can see it's now nice and clear right here. And that's kind of where I like to have them try to lay eggs. You can see it's sand and soil. I haven't packed it down yet. I'm going to pack it down in a minute. And then it's the same thing over here and then around the whole pond. And they pretty much lay in this area, but sometimes they'll lay underneath some of these bushes. But it's a lot easier for me to find them when they lay in the certain areas I kind of want them to lay in. And then as you can see, it cleared all that out. These are the hides right here. Plenty of hides for box turtles. If you guys have box turtles, give them as much hides as possible. They'll use every single one of them. They love these half logs and this little cave I got when I adopted a few turtles, but it kind of goes down. I think there's 3 or 4 that are linked together. A lot of fern cover because it grows easy here. And you can actually see the dish now. Before this was all ferns and overgrown. Same thing over here. So it's all kind of cleared out now for them. And we could pop down here on their level. And you can see the logs kind of start down over there. They follow along this way. And the end's over here where this box turtle's hanging out right by the entrance. And then it goes into another little hide I made, or little log hide I made. And that also keeps going right down this way. And then it comes out over here where I have this log coming out. And you can see a few turtles in there. And then it actually goes into another kind of big hide, which is a lot of soft soil so they can dig down into. And that goes all the way down to this back entrance, which that's the mailbox door right there. And they'll use this back entrance. But that all got cleared out, so now they can actually roam through here, and I can actually see them. But it's still pretty covered. I did take out a bunch of ferns. right here, probably 3 or 4 big bushels of them. And these things will just keep spreading, but I won't waste those ferns. I'll actually replant them somewhere. I'll probably plant them down there if I were to guess. That's kind of where I want to put more ferns. So I'll probably plant some down on this far end. Probably take out that grass lump over there and plant it right in here. And then over here, it's kind of the same deal. Kind of starts in this entrance, goes through this log hide, kind of opens, and then you can see kind of, I put some weather stripping black pond liner, but they can walk through there. It goes through a little tunnel, and on the back end, it's actually cut out, and it goes into this little house. They love that corner, so I just put that over there for protection, and they use it. So this side's the hard to get to side, so it needs some tough love, but I think I'm gonna put a fern right here, and then maybe one more like right there, and kind of keep them small. And then I am gonna put soil and moss down on this whole enclosure, because every spring I put a new substrate in all my outdoor enclosures, so still gotta do that. In this video, we're not gonna do that. Another turtle's still hanging out. Another turtle hanging out there too. So this pond, let's talk about it a little bit. This pond I made not too long ago, actually, probably last August or September. If you look back in my other videos, I'll actually link it right here, but or link it below. There is another pond that I used to have here, but it sprung a leak. So I ended up, what I did was got a kiddie pool, that's why it drowned, and I put this pond liner in it. So now it's like a hard shell pond kind of. And it's about probably 6 or 7 inches deep in the middle. Kind of see. And then it kind of just tapers up to just little, like, where they could just literally just hang out and soak. During the summer, they hang out in this a lot. The only thing I really need to do is keep up with these plants, because they grow like crazy. Right now it's not too bad to kind of move them around, and they help with the filtration, so it's great. But it'll take over this whole pond where you can't even see the top. So that's one thing I really need to do. The filter itself is just lava rocks inside this. Whoops. The filter itself is just lava rocks inside this little waterfall, and I just take it off, clean it every now and then. But as long as it's flowing like it is now, and then it's going to be pretty clear. But since I was pulling weeds, you can see it's kind of a bit dusty on top, and then I just top it off because it does evaporate pretty good. So this doesn't really need to be done today, but I do keep up with that pretty well. And then you can see the backside bank is where I like to have them lay, and I'm standing kind of in the lay area right now. So it's kind of the setup for my box turtles. I'm going to go ahead and find a shovel, and I'm going to dig some of those ferns in back over here. So that's the game plan right now. So find a shovel. All right, we found a shovel. I'm gonna take 2 of these plants with us. Sorry, I'm one-man band, so let's hold the shovel with one hand, you guys in the other hand, and these plants in the other hand. There's 3 hands. Just gonna walk them down over here. Make sure you don't step on any turtles. So I got 2 ferns there. Like I said, I'm just gonna put one like right in here, kind of gap it out from that fern. And then I might put a second one kind of more closer to this corner. That way they all have a little bit of shade. But it should be pretty soft. Thankfully, with the rain we had, it's been very soft. And all these weeds actually were easy to pull. In the summertime, it's sometimes like concrete. So thankful for that. And it made life really easy. So let me go ahead and get these ferns in real quick. I'm just going to dig a quick hole. I'll put you guys right here. All right, just put you guys right there for a second. Clamped you down. I'm just gonna put it like right in here. That way during the summertime, it's a little easier. Oh, there's like a rock down here. Oh, that's a little better. There's something right here. That's the turtle. Nope, found a rock. So the ground's super soft, as expected, thankfully. Gonna put it down pretty good. What is this? Piece of wood. And then we're just gonna take one of them here. I'm just gonna plop it on down. rebury it. Get rid of some of this grass. These grass grows pretty crazy out here. So you gotta keep up with it or it'll choke out anything you plant in here. And there is a hosta plant that pops up right here, or hosta, whatever you say it. So I'm not trying to suffocate that one. But that's pretty much it. Get rid of these. I don't know if I'll put another one because that one's gonna get pretty big. Pull this other big chunk out. This one's gonna get pretty big, so I think I'm just gonna plant one. Just pat it down here. Make sure it's kind of straight. That's pretty much it. Nice little plant there. And I'll probably just put these other two inside pots and save them for later. But probably just do that right now off camera. All right, so I just put one in this pot here and then one in this pot here. And I'll probably use those when I redo. I'm gonna move the, oh, here's one right here too, actually. I probably could sneak this into one of these pots here. There we go. But I'm probably use these two plants when I move the spiny hill turtles outside. I'm gonna use these plants plus some other ones I kind of have going already, so they won't go to waste. That's why they're in those pots. But pretty much the maintenance video for this is pretty much done for now. It is only January, so I'm trying to just get ahead of schedule, take it off the list. But pretty much what I need to do is still buy a few bags of soil, and I'm gonna put soil and moss mix kind of on this side, the more foresty side. Probably do a little bit of sand soil mix and pack all that down a little harder before spring. Probably like a few weeks I'll probably get that. And then also over here, it's a little bit lower than the pond, as you can see. And all that will get a little more sand and soil mix, give them a little more area to bask in, or lay in and bask in, I guess. And then you can see down on that end, the other fern we just planted. And then all around that, right now it's just kind of dirt because it's withered away, but it will be a soil and sand mix as well, giving them a nice little forest. They like a lot of high humidity, so it helps keep the humidity up. And then I actually put a shade cloth during the summer because it gets so hot. So that'll be another video, another maintenance video. But this one, I just wanted to get ahead of it. And I think it turned out pretty quick and pretty good. So it's about 80 degrees, not too hot, not too cold. Perfect day to kind of garden. You can see one of the turtles right there. She's coming out to say hi. She's a little bit nervous. They're a little bit confused because the weather is so warm. So, but anyway, I'm gonna spray them all down real quick. I might throw some food in. It is still winter time, so I don't want them to get a full belly. But I might throw a little bit of a food in there just so they can snack on something. And we're pretty much done with this video, guys. All right, guys. That's the end of this video. Thanks for joining me. This maintenance project had to get done. It's still January, so this is the first maintenance for the box turtle enclosure. But just to let you guys know, it's very important to maintain your enclosures. And I like to try to pull the weeds as much as possible. Doesn't take too long, especially once after it rained like it did. But right now I'm just spraying it all down, filled up the water a little bit, and just making sure this fern gets a little bit more water before, since I just transplanted it the one way down there. But just kind of spraying everything down, letting get all the sand all patted down. I packed that down a little bit. And this white pole right here, you guys can see, is actually a sprinkler system, and I do need to redo that. But when I get the new substrate to put on top, I'm gonna probably put metal poles down and make it a little more sturdy. And I might even turn it to little misters instead of sprinklers. But I use that during the summertime when it's really hot. But yeah, that is pretty much the video for today. You can see the leopard tortoises are out, and I put a nice pile of grass for them. There's Tiny and Charles. Thanks for joining me on this one. Thanks again for all the support. There's gonna be plenty more videos coming your way. I got a lot of projects planned, a lot of big projects for trying to move the turtles and tortoises outside. I'll probably make a whole different video just explaining that a little more, and then that'll probably be a multi-part series because I have to build a lot of stuff. So we're gonna try our hand at building, but till then, have a great Turtle Tuesday. New videos every Turtle Tuesday, and have a great rest of your day. We'll see you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.